So today, why don't we code something just for fun? Yeah, you heard me right. Coding can be fun. We can do games, music, trippy visuals, and I hope you find all that entertaining. Because with all that AI, we have to have some fun. AI is not going to have fun for you. So why don't we go algoraving and coding with Strudel.cc? Let's do it. So this is what you see if you open Strudel.cc. That's the main interface. And it's basically a synthesizer that you can control with this weird language. But don't worry, it's just JavaScript with a few hacks. So with this dollar, you can start a new track, basically. With the sound, with is shortened with the function S. And here it's a bass drum, a hi-hat, and an open hat. Each one is a tempo or dividing a tempo here in this function. Times 2, sounding like a TR-909. And every sound is enveloped and it has decay. So in the end, you can set how long it will take to fade out. And let's hear how it sounds. So if I want, I can add a bass drum and a silence, which is a tilde. So let's hear it. And so on and so forth. You can add it any way you want. And here in Learn, you will find exactly how to do your notes, sounds, effects, everything. So for example, this will sound like a Casio watch. If I change it to metal as instructed, I can refresh and it will sound like a little metal. And yeah, so I do recommend you go through the tutorial, understand notes, parts, the drums notation, and there's many functions you can visualize. And it's having fun with this. So how to do it and how to jam with, that's the next thing. And for that, I have a repo to share with you called Konditorei. So if you go to our prodbytes.org and on GitHub, so that's GitHub, prodbytes Konditorei. Yeah, so here in this repo, I have both audio samples, coding samples, and a little game that I built if you'd like to play with friends. So let's see how it goes. And the easiest way just to launch the code space, here's a simple button to go ahead with that. And I'll select Prod Bytes Konditorei. That's where you can find Strudels, and you can go with the default. I have one already started here for us to play. And here in loops, Fairman J, you'll find my attempts of loops. And here you can see some more functions and how I've been exploring this. And you're most welcome to send your PR and contribute to our bank. So, for example, this samples functions lets you change what file you want, what sample you want for each of the elements in the sound notation. It's just JavaScript, so you can create variables, functions, constants, everything you'd like. So this set CPS is a very important function. It will set the tempo. There is random functions for randomization, such as Perlin range or random range. And here's my simple drum loop. Let's see what it sounds like. So I'll just drop this in the Strudel repo, so we can listen a little bit. So I hope you hear that this sounds a bit more like drums, right? And here it's just a simple stack of drums with bass drums scattered in the proper timings. And you can certainly change this to make any drums you'd like in your song. I have a snare drum, a crash every 4, and 4 hi-hats, but every 4 tempos, every 4 measures, I take out the first 2 so it don't clash with the crash cymbals. And here in the punch card function, it's a nice way to visualize those elements. So you can see here the crash, the hi-hats, the 2 muted ones here, and a lot more. I'm not gonna dive deep into Strudel here, just showing the kind of things you can do. It's a very powerful language, a very powerful synthesizer in the back end, and honestly, quite fun to work with and to play and create your own sounds. Even more fun if we do it together. So I created this small game. It will be running here on port 3000 in your CodeSpaces environment, and that's public. So I'll just open that in a browser and you should see the Konditorei app, which is basically 2 panels with some Strudel code that you can play, and it will flip between one and the other. And something interesting here is that it will have visuals as well, because Strudel includes Hydra, which allows us to do trippy visuals. So I'll play the left side or the A track. And this is the visualization you're seeing on the background, pixelated with this color and a Voronoi loop. And this is the stack with bass drums, snare drums, hi-hats, and a sequence of notes, C, E, G, and B, with a square sound, a low-pass filter, gain, and the grade. Right, so this is a bit of what you can do. I hope that in each sample you're going to find something extra. And if you navigate to this QR code, this will open in a wider screen just this sample, and you can either play it or you can generate a new one if you And also here you can vote if you prefer this side or this side. And the idea, if you're having a workshop or a little game, a little competition, is that you can see who gets more votes or something like that. In the other side, for example, I have the same. So here's, again, a different bass drum loop with different notes, with different sounds and different trippy visuals that you can, again, open individually in this machine or any other with this QR code. Play. And the fun part is changing things and seeing what happens. So if instead of Roland here, I want the other one. Let's see what it was. Oh, it was Roland again, or Soltov. I don't know, any sound. There's a library of hundreds of those. So let's hear what this sounds like. Or generate another if you don't like this one. And again, here in strudel.cc, you can find the documentation for everything. Here's a shortcut button. I highly recommend you take a look. Here in the repo, in sounds, you can see all the sounds that it can sample with the default library. And as I showed you in my code, you can also add as many samples as you'd like and add them to your sound. And again, this is just JavaScript, so if you want to practice functions, encapsulation, functional programming, object orientation, all that is at your fingertips here. So here's how I organized my code, and I can't wait to see what you play and hope to play with you soon. Gotta take a call out here. I wouldn't be able to do this wasn't for some fantastic people on the community. So do check the talks by Sam Aaron, the inventor of Sonic Pi, which is another algorithmic sound engine, another synthesizer, but his talks are great. There is lots of great creators out there. But there's one that I need to call, which is the one and only DJ Dave. Huge inspiration. Lots of good Strudel tips there, and great music, great sound, and a fantastic person. Thank you, DJ Dave. And I hope you get inspired to play with us in Strudel and Konditorei. See you next.